Myths about human behavior, mental health, and healing keep a lot of people from embracing change. As a psychologist, the myths I have to confront the most are the beliefs we have about our thinking and our thoughts. Today, I'm debunking 5 of the most common myths about our thoughts. Come on, let's get started. Welcome. I'm Dr. Tracy Dickens, a psychologist. If it's your first time here, welcome. I'm so glad you found us. And if you've been here before, I'm so glad you came back. So today, I am debunking myths about our thoughts. And I'm just gonna jump right in. Myth number 1. I can control what I think. No, you can't. You can't control what you think. Yeah, I know, you can't. What you can do, however, is you can control how much focus you give a thought, and you can control what you focus on. But you can't control the thought itself. And you're like, why is that? Because our thoughts are linked to our sensory experiences and our emotional experiences and their energy. And that energy is matter, and that matter creates neural pathways in our brain. When that particular neural pathway is activated over and over again, it just becomes the default thought. And the more we try and avoid it, the more it's just gonna pop in our head. And you might be thinking, but if I'm trying to avoid it, why is it popping into my head? Well, don't think about an elephant. Are you thinking about an elephant? Of course you are. Because in order to not think about the thing that you don't want to think about, you have to think about that? I know, it's a tongue twister. But I think you get the idea. Our thoughts are interwoven with our sensory experiences and our emotions, and so they're going to be pinged throughout the day. You cannot control them, but you can control your focus. Myth number 2. If I think it, I will do it. I'm thinking about it and dreaming about it, then there's something inside me that says I'm like crazy or out of control, and it's just gonna happen. I'm gonna end up, killing myself. I'm gonna end up hitting my partner over the head with a skillet, or I'm gonna end up, locking my kids outside of the house. And I'm secretly this horrible, evil person, and I'm having these thoughts as evidence. This is not true. In order for you to follow through with a thought, thoughts need an emotion like fear or resentment, and they need to meet a need like safety or connection, and they also need intent, like a plan and a purpose and a goal. So just having the thought just pop into your head, but there's no planning, there's no intention, there's nothing else supporting that thought. It's just a thought. It's a scary thought. It's an icky thought. We may not like the idea that we're having it, but I promise you, we all have them. Dr. Tracy Marks, a psychiatrist, has an amazing YouTube channel, and she has done a video on the difference between intrusive thoughts and just kind of our normal, annoying, kind of scary thoughts. And I'm gonna put the link to her video in the description below. On to myth number 3. What I'm thinking about that person, what I'm thinking about that situation, what I'm thinking about myself, it is accurate. It is right. No, no. Here's the truth. Our thoughts are filtered through our life experiences, our expectations, and our biases. And that presents opportunity for all kinds of misperceptions, miscommunications, inaccuracies. Here's a personal example. When I was in grad school, I used to go to the gym on a regular basis. And one day when I was talking to one of the guys at the end of our workout, we were stretching and just, talking about our schedule. And he said to me, the first few times I saw you come in here, I thought you were mean. You did? Why did you think I was mean? And he said, because you just always had this look on your face like you were mad. I started laughing, and he was like, but now, now that I know you, I know that you're totally chill and you're really funny. And I'm so glad that I didn't stay with that thinking and I gave you a chance and I came up and talked to you. Here's a situation where this person had a certain way of thinking about me, based on probably his life experiences and the feedback he was getting from my body language. But then when he came up and started talking to me to verify if the information was correct, he realized that his thought was actually inaccurate. Get curious about what you're thinking to make sure that what you're thinking is actually accurate, okay? So, on to number 4. Let's get going. Myth number 4. All of my thoughts are important and need to be analyzed and understood. No, they don't. They don't all need to be processed and understood, which I know probably sounds counter to what I just said, but hear me out. I always use this analogy with my clients. Imagine that you're independently wealthy and each morning you get up and you sit on your wraparound porch with coffee or tea and you watch your neighbors go to work every morning. You just watch them and you smile and you wave, "Hi neighbor." Okay, and imagine each one of those cars that goes by is a thought. There they go. Each thought going by every single day. Approximately 80% of our thoughts are the same thoughts every single day. It's going to be things like take the trash out, pick up the kids, get to work on time. But imagine that you're sitting there sipping your coffee and you notice a black car with rims, dark tinted windows. This car stands out. It's a little peculiar. And instead of just driving by, it drives by again and again and again. Well, this isn't the pattern. This isn't the standard. Something's different about this particular thought. If you were actually sitting on your porch and you notice a car driving in front of your house over and over and over again, you would get curious. You would set up a camera. You would call the police. You would do something. You wouldn't just let that car just keep driving by your house. You would do something. You would investigate. And those are the thoughts you want to investigate. And speaking of investigating your thoughts, what are you thinking about this video right now? If you're liking it, then push the like button. Thank you so much for doing that. And we're going to get to the 5th and final myth. The final myth to be debunked. And it really captures all the information that I've presented today and over the last few videos about cognitive distortions. And that myth is, I just can't change it. I can't change. This is just me. This is just how I think. This is just what I think about. This is just how it's always going to be. I can't make it stop. Like I said earlier, we can't control what we think, but we can control our focus. We can get curious about what we're thinking and how we think. And we can start asking questions to fill in the gaps instead of operating off of assumptions. We can start thinking about our thinking, and we can recognize that we have cognitive distortions. And the more we recognize our cognitive distortions, and the more we recognize a certain pattern way of thinking, we can be intentional about developing a more balanced thought. And whenever that thought pops in our head, we can refocus our attention to the more balanced thought. Remember with the first myth, I said our thoughts are energy, they are matter, and that matter creates neural pathways in the brain. And the more focus and attention you give a thought, then that neural pathway gets stronger and over time becomes the default. So you can change how you think. When you know the myth from the truth, that puts you in the driver's seat. Now you have the power, not your thoughts. Which one of these myths have you been entangled with? If you like this video, push the like, thumbs up down below so YouTube can send it out to more people, and share this with your friends and family. Subscribe, and as always, I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Until then, choose joy. Take care.